Hello, Caryl Westmore here. Thank you for downloading 5 Red Flags is Mr. Wrong. In this video, I want to recap what's in there, which may be helpful to you, and also introduce myself, as you probably would like to know a bit more about me. When I wrote this report on spotting and dumping the love duds to attract your love hero, it's all about helping you not make some of the mistakes I made in 5 years of online dating after I got divorced at 50 and began the journey after a 25-year marriage, to finding love. Ultimately, I say to my clients, and I've helped hundreds of women all over the world, I say, be true to you, creating the life you love. And that's why don't waste time with some of the typical love duds or love villains that I've pinpointed in this report. So who am I? As I say, I'm a single to Soulmate coach, helping women break free to find the life they love and the love of their life, if that's your heart's desire. And that's what happened to me. After a 25-year marriage, which was like oil and water for both of us, my husband and I, and coming from a childhood where my parents were not happy, and in fact my father being an alcoholic, I never saw them really bond like you should see a happy household. So why listen to me? Well, I've been there where you are right now, perhaps dating online and wondering if it's you, if there's something wrong with you when the dating doesn't go according to plan. And I'm here to tell you that you can break free from a pattern that's maybe keeping you stuck in a rut when it comes to dating, especially online dating, which was the way I went when I found myself single and alone after 50. So one of the wonderful things that happened to me at that time to help me break free, and therefore pass this on to my clients, was working with some of the most amazing energy and emotional healers that I had ever could have dreamed of. There was Brandon Bays, and I was her assistant PR, and I trained in the journey work, which is like an inner-directed emotional energy healing, which I still incorporate into my work. Before her, there was Dr. Lindwell and the releasing system. I now release the need. He's now passed on, but he was a chiropractor who saw that within every person who came to him for healing physical ailments, there was emotional issues and an emotional source. And I learned from him, although I couldn't spot the energy work and practice that he did physically, I learned to understand it. And later, when I trained with Brandon and then Carl Dawson in EFT tapping and matrix reimprinting, which is my main modality now when I help you to break free from the patterns of the past, keeping you stuck when it comes to men, I am so grateful that I also had these tools to apply to myself and become the woman who could attract the beautiful partner I have, my soulmate love hero, Nick. So along with the releasing work, I've always followed the Abraham Hicks law of attraction work, and putting the two together in my work for manifesting the life you love and the partner you love makes for a very powerful and successful way for you to break free and attract your love, the love of your life. So a lot of my case studies and methods I've put into several books that are on Amazon in audio as well as Kindle and paperback. And the one you might be most interested in is the Online Dating Success Secrets book, in which I tell you about my journey online and what worked and how I eventually met the love of my life. What about clients who found love? People I'm really proud of. I've been recently, I sent out a video about one of my clients who went from feeling like the little lost match girl or Cinderella to attracting the love prince. A year after we worked, she married her very wealthy love prince that she called, in her sessions with me, she longed for a lucky destiny with a baby and flying first class with the man of her dreams. Then there was Anne-Marie, who says the following: Working with Caryl, I was able to leave my abusive, toxic marriage, fall in love again with her tango dancing partner, and manifest a job and prosperity of her dreams. She calls me an angel of releasing and manifesting and says I can't recommend her highly enough. Karen from Belgium, she did not know if she could clear the agony and pain she had after a breakup, which left her feeling really unworthy of ever finding love. But I worked with her and it went back to her childhood. So when we could reparent and remother her, things became bright and shiny and she met the love of her life. Finally, recently, I was shrieked with delight because a client who I'll call Clara from Australia found that she was in her late 30s and longing for not only love but to be a mother, and she felt time was running out. But what was blocking her was also unhealed childhood issues with her mother. And as we worked together, she said things like she helped me with her big heart and loving kindness. And before I met her, I was plagued with negative beliefs and images that I would never find love or be a mother, which is my deepest desire. She helped me break free from my heart wall patterns of trauma and pain, going back to childhood. And within a year, I met my partner and now have a wonderful baby daughter. And as I'm recording this, her baby is 6 months old. So this is great news for wherever you are on your journey to love. It is possible to find and attract your soulmate love. So let's return to what this report I wrote was all about. The 5 red flags that can keep you or can lead you, if you don't recognize them, into a relationship that's going to bring pain and heartache down the line. So number 1 was watch out if he's not gentlemanly. Number 2, does he describe his past in bitter terms? Number 3, is he a Peter Pan, little boy lost? Number 4, is he a narcissist or what experts call a high conflict man, thinking only about me, me, me? And finally, is he mean and stingy? Now, you can pick up all these qualities on your first, if not your very first, your first few dates, believe me. How about number 1, he's not a gentleman. I tell my clients, remember the medieval knights of storybooks. Yes, you are the queen, and he must win your favor. It's a beautiful metaphor to feel when you go out on a date. Instead of worrying and being all stuck in, is he going to like me? What's he going to think of me? You say, I am the queen of my life and he must prove himself to me. And you do it in obviously a subtle way, but that confidence will make all the difference. And then you can look out for, is he courteous and does he give honoring treatment to you and say the waitress or the people that you meet on your way. And you will find you will notice this by, as I said, not being so self-conscious about what he thinks of you, but feel in your body as you are talking to him. Notice what you're feeling, what's in your body, your gut feelings. Don't let nervous mind chatter drown out your intuition. So let's move on to number 2, the man who shows he's bitter. Watch out for a man. He'll show this bitterness by telling sarcastic, critical, disparaging stories or throwaway remarks that are cringe-worthy. It can be his words, his tone, his facial expression or body language that gives him away as bitter. He might think he's being funny, but remember the word sarcastic comes from the Greek word sarkaschain, which literally means tear the flesh. And please excuse my Greek expression. But do not get sucked in to dating a bitter, sarcastic man. Number 3 to red flag is for the Peter Pan or little boy lost. The trouble with this kind of man is that for many of us nurturing women, he will make our hearts flutter. After all, it's endearing to feel loved and needed by a man. And you know, if he's gentle and kind and looks as if he could be a lovely date, you might miss that he's also got a lot of drama and neediness in the first few dates. Could be at work, it could be about his ex, or even could be things happening at his running club or sports club. If he seems to play the part of a victim of circumstances in more than one current or past situation, do not, I repeat, do not ever want to play the role of rescuer, mother or nanny to a Peter Pan little boy lost. Number 4 to beware of is the narcissist. This person is all about me, 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 and experts call him a high conflict persona. Now the trouble with many women is he seems familiar if they had one or either parent who was like this. So for some women it's their mother, and for others it was a father. But this kind of personality may feel familiar when they interrupt you without letting you finish your sentence. That's a sign. Jumping in with his story before you finish, going on too long so that you forget what you were talking about. And this happens a lot with narcissists. If you tell a person about a bad experience or vulnerability you have, their response will often begin with, well, let me tell you about what happened to me once. There's often no feeling for you or recognition of your concerns, or even of your existence sometimes. And so this is a terrible relationship flag to be sucked into. They lose interest quickly once they have you, because that's the other thing. They may go all out to get you, and then very soon after you're involved with them, and sometimes married. I've heard of my clients who actually married someone like this. They lose interest and go off sometimes on their own, out without taking you, and being truly self-involved and making your life a misery. Finally, there's the stingy, mean man who I describe in my book and in the report as a man who, in my case, wouldn't even pay, wanted to split our cup of coffee, the bill for the cup of coffee. And of course, we're talking about one of the most popular questions asked about dating in the 21st century, especially if you're new to a first-time dater, like I was. Who pays for the meal, coffee on your first and subsequent dates? Do you split the bill? Let him pay and graciously say thank you, expecting him to pay? Or, in some cases, watch as he exits the scene, leaving you anyway to pay the bill, saying, oh, I'm a doctor on call, I've got to leave now. A dud romantic partner like someone who doesn't even offer to pay, and this is where the signs are, will end up being selfish and self-centered. In some cases, I've had my clients tell me that the partner sent them out to work and insisted that they give all their money to him to manage, and had no power in the relationship. Yes, believe me, a mean and stingy man can be someone you do not want to get involved with. Early childhood programs can play a part in you being unwittingly attracted to the Mr. Wrongs I've described so far. So now, my dear siren in the making, my dear love woman, feminine, who wants to step into your feminine power, the time is now, right now, for you to claim your lucky destiny as a goddess queen worthy of attracting your love hero. Begin by contacting me for a free Attract True Love Break Free call, or direct message me as Caryl Westmore, that was my former name, Caryl Morgan. Direct message me, Caryl Westmore, on Facebook or Instagram, where I'm at Caryl Westmore UK. We will discuss if you have unhealed heartbreak causing a heart wall or love shield in our free Attract Love Breakthrough session. This is the love shield that can be keeping men out and stopping you from your lucky destiny going from single to soulmate. My expertise in the things that I told you that I'm trained in help me apply this to your love life and your lucky destiny. As my one client wrote on WhatsApp after her session, "Bless you, Caryl. Thanks so much for my session yesterday. You are amazing, like a wizard waving a magical wand. It was so revelatory to see the amount of frozen trauma all connected and tied up on one place, and to undo it. Thank you from the depths of my heart. So there you have it. There are many other client testimonies in my books and on my site. I hope that this helped you and that we will meet in time, either in our Facebook group, which I'll tell you about in this email, or in a breakthrough session.